Thanks so much for having me here tonight, and I've compiled this little presentation as an overview of the internet today and the importance of search engine optimization, mobile and local search. So there's many facets to the web, but I'll try and keep it all within the 30-minute presentation. So Top 10 SEO is my business, and I'm here to help you with the understanding of SEO, search engine optimization, mobile and local search. So a little bit about me. I started building sites and doing search engine optimization when it was born. So websites are started in 1998, and on the internet at the time, searches were most of websites were listed alphabetically. And then around 99, 2000, Google really started to dominate the market as a search engine, and from being listed alphabetically, it got scrambled. And when it was scrambled, I thought, my God, it's really growing fast, you know, and still websites need to be found. So what I did as a result of that is I started to study the code of the other sites, and very quickly I worked out what triggered the algorithms at the time, and how to write my own script. There is a very special IP that I do write within websites that speaks to the Google bots, and I've come to learn, even 15 years later, that a lot of my competitors still don't know that aspect of search engine optimization. But there are some good ones out there, but there's a lot that I'm finding I'm correcting their work through other customers that come disgruntled from those companies over to me, and I help to fix them and get them on the right path. So I'll walk into the presentation now. So what we'll be covering tonight is what is SEO, why is it important, importance of mobile, importance of local, examples of page 1 results, some helpful tips and questions and answers at the end. Please come through.
Yeah. That's right, I'll stand here.
Oh, no.
No, it's so comfortable, seriously. I'm okay.
So what is SEO? Search engine optimization stands for, it's a methodology of strategies, techniques and tactics used to increase the amount of visitors to a website by obtaining a high ranking placement in the search results page of a search engine called SERPs, including Google, that are still king, Bing, Yahoo and other search engines. To date I've counted there's about 29 or thereabouts search engines on the web, but Google is by far the dominant one, and I still call Google king. So who we are and why should you care? We are your local digital agency to help you with an awesome internet presence and maximum exposure. I believe in small to medium-sized business capturing the niche markets. When you are on page 1 of high traffic keywords, you can gain regular leads, sales and clients on a weekly basis. And also to keep out the big corporations that are forever trying to dominate the market and take business away from the small business owners. So the last frontier, search engine optimization and local search. How to take advantage of search engines for your local business. So what I've got here is what is search and why should you care? Who is it for? Who is it not for? Local and mobile connections must contain importance, and how is this done? The problem. Top 10 SEO, our services. What is on-page SEO? What is off-page SEO? Why is it important in securing page 1 in organic results? By the way, there's a PDF that's been created. She'll circulate to you all so you have a copy of it as well. So today's business owners are faced with an enormous problem. Why? Search results are dominated by large corporations and major chains. Lack of knowledge to develop a website campaign, belief that they can't compete on an economical basis, inability to make transition from traditional advertising mediums. Before the internet, staying connected meant advertising with newspaper, TV, direct mail, telemarketing, print ads, and the yellow pages. And times have changed rapidly. There's a section that's missing here, but I'll read it out to you. Traditional advertising mediums are losing their effectiveness. Phone directories, where is yours? Newspapers, declining rapidly, or they're thinning out, as you've noticed. TV, DVD, Netflix, YouTube. Telemarketing, do not call list is usually what it's placed on. Direct mail has a 1 to 2% yield in return. Print ads, rising costs, and email is filtered through spam software and can be blocked that way as well. Oh, okay. This is cute.
More clever than you realised.
Oh, I do like that. Well, there you go. That's what I just read out to you.
Next time.
There you go.
That's technology. I think it made your point for you.
Yeah, so it's made the point. That's what I just read out to you. The statistics are astonishing. I've just updated the stats today. I had to research and just change them a bit. 4.77 billion number of web pages in the world globally. That's from Google, the search today on the 3rd. 45% of small businesses without a website. The statistics are from eMarketer, Barlow Research's US, Census Bureau, Juniper Research. 78% of households with 2 or more computers and mobile. And I've researched it further, up to 8 devices in each household in Australia. That study's from ComScore Networks, Click. You'll see that on your PDF when you do get that. 82% of local searches that result in offline action via mobile and desktop, and 0% without a web presence. You have 0 chance in connecting with local consumers performing online searches.
So does that mean that 82% of local searches, people then take it offline and contact the business?
Yeah, they search on the mobile, the iPad or the desktop. Once they find it, then they'll contact the business. So they're not going just to Westfields and walking around or driving around or looking through any other mediums. It's all done online, 82%, and possibly increasing. Each year it's dominating more, and the behaviour of the consumers changing rapidly as well. I remember when I set up a website for one of my hobbies, which is meditation, about 8 or 9 years ago. I was the first one. I had 40 people coming each week because I was the only one with that website. But now it's trickled down to about 8 or 9 because there's like 50 websites on meditation as a hobby side thing that I do outside of search engine optimization and web developments. So consumers are talking about you and reviewing you. How? They're talking about you through social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, StumbleUpon, Foursquare, Twitter, or leaving reviews on Yelp, HotFrog, TrueLocal, and people do search through these directories for businesses as well, and also Google reviews. So a negative review can have an impact on your business, but if you collect a whole heap of positive reviews on your business, it gives you strong positioning, because people do research businesses these days and before they buy or use services as well. So local search and SEO offer a new opportunity. 81% of all Australian adults use the internet. 98% of all internet users use a search engine to find information. 13 million Australians spend 18 hours a day online. That's the statistics from 2012. So it's increasing. 30% of all search queries contain a city, state or postcode. There are 2.6 billion local searches a month. There is an average of 8 connected devices per household in Australia. So what does this have to do with you? Again, all the stats have just been updated today. I had to research it, and I'll email shortly, email later in the day where I've got the information from as well. So why SEO and mobile? There are 2.6 billion smartphone users versus 1.9 billion internet users globally, almost 3 times the market size, or thereabouts. There is a fundamental shift in how people are communicating. Text open rates are still 90% on average and have the highest conversion. So any way of capturing them on the smartphones or the iPads is a great way of capturing consumers. Not to mention, 73% of new mobile phone buyers report that text messaging is the most important feature on their phones. The typical mobile phone user now sends more text messages than mobile phone calls. Gen Y and Z consider email passé. In fact, some universities have stopped distributing email accounts. What consumers take with them when they leave the home? As you can see, the keys, your wallet, and your smartphone. And this could be your next wallet in the future. So there's now devices where you can use your phone with apps to pay for all of your consumables when you're out there. And this is what iTunes, Visa were the first ones to start. Now it's rolled out with a lot of the other banks supplying apps so you can turn your smartphone into a credit card. So search results. The way search results are broken down when you do a keyword search, in this case I did wedding car Sydney. So this area here and this area here is Google AdWords. A lot of businesses are starting to do presentations for Google AdWords, and I'm going into Piermont to Google to do a workshop myself this month in the next week or two. So it's all about presenting this to small business owners. If you have the budget, this is a good way to go to get instant page one results. You need to have an average budget of $500 a month to spend, which works out to be, I don't know, about $8 a day or $10 a day. So the way that works is if it is $10 a day and you have 3 or 4 or 5 clicks out of that, you pay for the clicks to Google. But once you've run out of that $10, you get switched off. You're no longer visible. That's how Google AdWords works. This area here is Google Business Pages. Google decides to have you visible on page 1. I know how to work it. I spent 1 year toying with that, and I know how to work it with SEO now. And also to have stars appearing to give you good review ranking, which actually holds your position on page 1. So not everyone's awake to that yet, but people are gradually waking up to that, business owners. And the blue area is organic results. So the beauty about organic results is being on page 1, and there's about 10 positions, hence why I've called myself Top 10 SEO. These are organic results. You do not pay for them. You do pay for your website being improved. You do pay for the services for on-page SEO, which is the code that needs to be written into your site, the research of the keywords, and then there's off-page SEO. So to attain these positions, it's about turning your website into an authority for your niche market, and also being an authority over and above your competitors. It's taken me about, I'll give you another example. It's taken me about 8-9 months of working day and night for a particular client, and it's all about making you stand out.
Can I just ask you something?
Sure.
I understand Google changes its algorithms regularly.
They do. Google updates their algorithms up to 500 to 600 times a year. Not all of them affect search engine optimization or rankings. And I have been onto it since it was born in 1999, 2000, thereabouts. So I'm one of the pioneers of that, and I still do things that a lot of my competitors don't know how to do. This is a great example. A client approached me, Superhero Insurance. They were born last year in May. They bought the domain. The website was built in August, and they got me in to do their on-page search engine optimization and their off-page search engine optimization. On-page is everything to do with your site, keywords, meta tags, descriptions. There's code that I write in the site and behind the site that speaks to the Google bots that not many people know about. And I've worked on them. This is probably one of the hardest markets I've ever encountered on the internet in Australia. Insurance is dominated by the banks and the big insurance companies. This guy was a no-name, and now he's on page 1 on 30 keywords and climbing. The keywords with higher search volumes of 1,000 plus. He's sitting on page 2, and all the other keywords on page 3. So he's actually in the top 3 positions. But to be effective, you must be on page 1. People don't bother going past page 1 these days because they're surfing the net, and every night when they're researching, they're just skimping across sites. So you've only got a second or 2 to capture their attention. So hence I build websites with high authority, great designs, make them gutsy, do all the on-page triggers correctly for the algorithms, and then there's a series of off-page triggers I do as well. So this is an example for life insurance comparison tool, that keyword. I've got him on page 1, above Bupa, which is a really big player, above Combank, which are further down. The top one here is Compare the Market, CanStar, and Insurance Watch. So it's great to have him on page 1 for that. And he's sitting on position 11 for life insurance comparison, and that's got a average search volume of 2,500 a month. So he's just about ready to bump over to page 1 any week or month now.
Can I ask, do you have any data on the effect on his business?
He's actually, his focus is online insurance. So it's really about doing everything online and getting your insurance product at the end of that. So you're not talking to an insurance professional for any advice. It's all there, it's all supplied, all the information. So you go through the process and you get it a lot cheaper. And he's captured quite a few clients from that. Not too many. He's probably got about 10. But like I said, it's the hardest market I've ever encountered. So he had to actually invest a bit of money into the off-page SEO process. And what off-page means is doing press releases, articles, having your site talked about to make it an authority over and above your competitors. So there's quite a lot of work involved in that area. All of those services that we supply and more that I found. So I found a very unique formula that works very well, and it gets websites up on page 1 fairly quickly compared to others. So this is an example of the on-page SEO. Keywords in title and description tags. So if you've got a WordPress website, I recommend you get SEO by Yoast as a plugin, and that's where you add in your focus keyword, the title, and then the description. So when it does get ranked on Google and visible, that's how it will appear to people searching for the site, so they can then click on it. This is an example from my site. WordPress is what I use, and I actually change WordPress now so it becomes a unique website. So I alter the design of it so it becomes unique for the client. So WordPress is the one I highly recommend. It takes over around 40% of the global internet market. It's a very good one to use. So providing access to potential customers through Google or Yahoo Maps. This is what local search does when it's done correctly. You can be found on mobile, you can be found on navigational devices. So our services, we do the on-page search engine optimization, off-page, Google Business Page and Maps, e-commerce, websites, reputation management, press releases, current management, and visit my website to find more about the services. And then the last slide, a comment on the economy. When times are bad for the economy, it can be a great time to start a business. In fact, 16 of the 30 companies that make up the Dow Industrial Average were started during a recession or depression. These include Procter & Gamble, Disney, Alco, McDonald's, General Electric, and Johnson & Johnson, plus more. These economic times are an opportunity. Companies that make it will end up with a larger market share than when they started. How does one take advantage of the opportunity? By being known. How does one get known? Marketing and promotion. Without promotion, something terrible happens. Nothing. So, that's the show, and yeah, please come through. And yeah, any questions you have, I'm happy to answer. WordPress is it's a platform that's free on the internet, and you can download that. You can do a Google search on WordPress, and that's what you build your websites on. Yeah, so the websites that I build are very advanced.
Templates.
Yeah, WordPress offers heaps of there's a lot of free templates you can use. When you do set up a WordPress website, try and make sure you set it up on your own URL or domain name. So have your own domain name, have your own hosting. Do not have it as wordpress.com/your website, because WordPress owns it then and anything could happen to it. So it's best to have it set up separately as your own site. Yeah. Any other questions?
So let's just take, we all come to you,
Yes?
and we all want to be on page 1.
Yes. So the process that's involved in that,
But there's more than 10 people that say come to you and go, we want to be on page 1. We're all in the same business.
right. If you're in the same business,
So how do you manage it?
normally I don't, in one niche market, I will probably take 2 or 3 clients and make them aware of that. That way then there's a choice of whether they want to work with me or not. I think 3 is safe, but because there's 10 positions on page 1, I don't want to take over all of that. And also, you need to remember that in every niche market, there are hundreds of keywords that need to be researched, and there's hundreds of keywords that people click and come through. It's not just one. So on the internet, there's billions of keywords. It's narrowing down to what's most effective for your niche market and the niche market you want to capture.
So can I ask a question about if you have a small business and we come to you and we say, we'd like you to manage it. What sort of, because everybody's got, everybody who has a business on the internet gets attacked every day by every SEO company.
Oh yeah, the Indians, they hammer me as well.
Yes, they do. Where's the starting price? What sort of money do you need to spend with you on a contract basis? Is it a 12-month contract?
Okay, no, I don't do.
Per annum.
I don't do.
Per month.
I don't do 12-month.
Speak up, we've got party time out there.
Okay, I don't do 12-month contracts as competitors do. I keep it open. For me, it's a genuine interest in getting the businesses that I work with. I believe in building relationships, and there's a lot of time and energy that goes into studying all of that. So therefore, if you've got an existing website, then I will do an analysis on the site, and I do offer a free analysis, so you can go online and check it out. Then I give you a report. Then I'll say, okay, this is what needs to be done with your website, so we need to do this for the on-page search engine optimization. That's a one-off.
That's a one-off.
One-off fee
And then
for your site, because the site needs to be fixed.
per month, how much would it cost?
Okay, just to give you a little bit more information with that, with the on-page SEO, I found that up to December 2013, that's all I needed to do to get my clients on page 1. And my clients are on page 1 still 6 years later, and I have not done anything to their sites for 5.5 years, because I build authority sites. Or if you've got a site, I help to make it quite a strong site with all the triggers required for the algorithms. Then, when that's done, I usually wait for about 4 or 5 weeks to see where Google positions your site on the keywords. Then I'll give you a report of that, and then I can say, okay, it'll probably take 3 months or 4 months of solid work to then get your site moved up to page 1. And again, there's many things that are involved there. If your domain name is 5 years old or 6 years old, you've got a better chance of getting up there quicker. If it's less than 12 months old, Google still sees your website as a spam site until it reaches 13 or 14 months. Then they can see that you're legitimately a business that's going to stick around. And the SEO works much faster and quicker then.
So the trick then is, if you're thinking of starting a business now, get your domain name set up now.
Yes.
So that you're getting a bit of lead time
Yeah.
prior to.
Yeah, then it starts to age. So
But it throws you off for a certain time until you then have been operating for quite some time, as we have. So Google throws you off to make sure that you're going to survive.
No. So there's 12 months. Yeah. So
It's only like 3 months, but you know, we've been on online 8 years.
yeah. So if it's under 12 months, it falls in the spam algorithm. So it kind of, there's a lid on it. And then once it reaches 13, 14 months, that's lifted off, and then you start to rank well like other sites. But naturally, sites that are 10 years old or 11 years old, they've got a much more positive anchor in getting on page 1 a lot easier, because they're seen as an authority site already because of the huge domain age. And it's just another algorithm trigger again. So then going to off-page SEO, the reason for that is there's quite a lot of work involved in it. There's press releases to be created, and the press releases that I do go global and around Australia as well. The articles that need to be written and submitted to various article submission sites. There's social bookmarking site. There's about, with the social media sites, there's about 350 plus out there. So the ones that you know of and you're familiar with is there's Google+, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's LinkedIn. They're the basic ones. There's Pinterest, Instagram, but there's much, much more beyond that. So there's a certain formula that we've actually created thanks to Superhero Insurance. They were my R&D client, and I've refined it fully. And a good example is Just Wedding Cards is a site that I've built and finished for them at around February. They've done 3 months of off-page search engine optimization with me. From when I started, they were on position 112, page 13, for Wedding Cars Sydney. That has an average search volume of around 1,900 per month. From position 114, I've got them 3 months later to position 11, page 2. I actually had them on page 1 for 3 days. But what that shows me is they just need to do 1 more month for me to push them over to page 1, and they should pretty much stay there.
So I'm just going to pause this so we'll go offline with the details.
I understand the number 1, because we're on page 1.
Yeah.
But I want to know exactly, with click-through trails, how you justify money spent.
Okay.
That would be a break question.
Oh, okay.
Someone
Yeah.
else needs to have a chance. So we can
Fair enough.
So yes.
And then Senka will be hanging around. So
Yeah, on all the websites I do, I put in analytics, Google Analytics, and Webmaster Tools, so I track and measure everything, and detailed reports are supplied to every client so they know exactly what's going on, where the traffic's coming from, and the conversion rates, and I do goal conversions as well.
So question from someone else? Yeah, John? Is it John? Jim. Sorry. Is that right?
With the website is Google traffic open, and what I'm getting at is like the Indian traffic where you get people to click on it for you. Is that involved in it?
Say that again?
You don't get traffic onto your website. Do you hire people in India to click on it type of thing?
Oh God, no. No. If people do that, Google have an algorithm that's, they're really fine-tuning their spam algorithms. We're not talking about one, we're talking about many algorithms. So they can trace the IPs and block them if they are doing that. So if it's coming from one computer, they'll be shut down. But they can do, but it's, yeah, no, it's short-lived. Yeah.
Actually, example years ago, anybody who did that lost a lot of ground.
Yeah, it's getting stronger. I've spoken to one of the engineers, and talking to them is amazing because it's like a whole different plane of thinking. But they are definitely strengthening the spam algorithms and creating many of them. So there's a lot of things that they can block, so it doesn't affect your site.
So another question?
Probably another company other than Google that will be doing SEOs.
SEO?
SEOs.
Yeah, search engine optimization. Sure, you've got Google, then you've got Yahoo. That's the next one. Facebook has its own kind of algorithm, but it's not really a search engine. It's more in the social media space. So Yahoo, Alta Vista's still there, but they're the smaller sites. Bing as well, yeah, definitely.
Are there different sites for different regions, like Europe, uses different sites than Australia or America, for instance?
They have a different code on their domain name. So we use .com.au.
Yeah. No, I mean, do they use totally different
Websites?
Search engines.
Search engines?
In other words, Bing instead of Google or whatever.
China do. China use Baidu. So the top 5 is Google, then you've got Facebook, YouTube, Yahoo, and Baidu. And I think Chinese because the amount of Chinese on the planet. There's a lot being used there.
Okay, one last question, and then Senka will be around. We're going to go into a break so you can keep chatting. But
So, say you look at your website and you decide that it hasn't been touched in 3 or 4 years, right? And it's got old and cumbersome because in that time, people's attention span is got shorter. So basically, people no longer want to sit there for 20 minutes looking through your website. So can you clean up an existing website that's got that?
Yes, yeah. All websites can be cleaned up. It's even better if they are WordPress websites. WordPress just has, it works very well with search engine optimization. If it's a hand-coded site, it's cumbersome, so there's a lot of work that needs to be done to it, more so than a WordPress website. And
but is it sometimes cheaper to scrap that, keep the URL,
yeah.
scrap that, get a fresh template and build from the bottom again?
Yeah, again, until I look at the site and see what kind of code it's written in, then it's probably just best to set it up in WordPress. And at the moment I'm doing that with a hair transplant surgeon. He had a Joomla site. Yeah. Dr. Ray Woods, he's actually the inventor of the follicular unit extraction technique. And yeah, and his site's Joomla, and Joomla is also quite cumbersome, like Drupal's cumbersome. So now I'm building up a WordPress website for him, and he's finally got inspired, so he's writing a lot of fresh content and getting into all the, and finally realizing how outdated his site is. So all the content's being updated, and he's the inventor, so he knows all the terminology and the way to speak it and write it and make it enticing. So I think it'll be a very good quality site once it's live. And when I build the sites for clients, whatever niche market they are, they can easily last for about 4 to 5 years without dating. And I create video tutorials that show you how to update and manage your own site from there on.
And I did a negotiation with John, because he's sitting next to me, about a final last question.
Yes, twisted around. Are there any statistics available on when you're on the front page, first page, there are 10, let's say 10 per front page?
10 organic positions.
Page. Any statistics on which ones are picked, if you like, from the top, from number 10 to the number 1 to 10?
That are clicked on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
the way
how far do people progress down the page before they...
The way that it usually works on page 1 is, if you think about what I showed you before, the hotspot area is around here. There's these they've actually measured it with hotspots. And most of the clicks happen naturally in the top of the page, not so much on AdWords. There are visitors that do look for AdWords, but most visitors look for organic results. So naturally, yeah, so it's anything from the middle of the page up has the highest impressions or clicks, and then it just drops down. So naturally the last one you'll click on a few times, but that'll be probably your last option as opposed to the ones above it, because you've got a good 10 businesses to choose from.
How many people, when they're looking at a website, actually go past page 1?
Yeah, it depends. 10% of the time. If I'm desperate, if I haven't found what I want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many go past the first 3?
Oh yeah.
Position 1, 2, 3. I really do.
Yeah. Well, you've got such a huge diversity of sites. There's millions. If we spent every second of every day in our lifetime looking on the internet, we still wouldn't cover all of it. That's how big it is, to give you an idea.
I must tell my teenage to waste your time.
So that's why the algorithms are becoming so advanced. So they want to give you the best search results. They want to give you the best information, the best content. And Google's rolled out another algorithm recently where it's important to have content on your website that's factual. So the more factual it is, grammatically correct, all the spelling's good, it's enticing, interesting, good quality content, then you will rank higher. But with errors through it, it's thin, it's just going to drop. Yeah, so it's very, content management's very important, and having very good quality content, because what you're doing now is your website has become what used to be the brochure. It's a brochure that's promoting you to the world, and it's meant to be enticing enough to draw in the customers, the visitors, which will then become customers. Video?
Yeah.
Oh, it does, definitely. So I've got a YouTube channel. I've got quite a lot of followers from America, which is great, because I've got quite a few WordPress tutorials that I've created for other clients. And because I've got it up on YouTube, it shows you, YouTube's constantly developing and improving as well. And it's got good analytics and good statistics to show you which countries they're coming from and how many click-throughs are happening, and it's got all the numbers, as you know, so it's a bonus.
So with YouTube, I mean, at the end of that video, you can have all this other stuff that pops up. It's totally irrelevant to your website.
Yes.
So I've jumped on websites, looked at a YouTube clip, and it will take me off, and basically kick me off that website.
That video to other videos. On YouTube, there is a code you can get, and you can mark it so that it doesn't show other videos. So it can stop. So you don't lose your audience by going to the other videos that will be there as automatic selections. You can set it up so that it only ends on your video and it doesn't go anywhere else. So that's a nice way to secure your traffic.
Do you have to pay for that, or is it just
No,
something clever
it's
people like you know how to do it?
It's part of what we do on the websites, on how it's set up.
I bed them on my own website so that they have to stay on my website and watch them.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You don't want to give it away to your competitors.
So if you embed them into your own website, even though they're hosted on YouTube, then they stay on your website.
Yeah.
Do you do, can I just ask, I'm the last, can I just ask, do you do e-commerce after that? Like,
Yeah, definitely. I've got two, there's a couple of websites that I've focused on. Pimble Hi-Fi and Summerhill Wine Shops in Summerhill, not far from where I live. Summerhill Wine Shop's a great case study. Summerhill Wine Shop, their audience or their visitors, customers, were only in the inner west, right? Around Summerhill, Leichhardt. And I've built up their website, their new website, and there's probably up to 500 products on there. So it's wines and ports and what they sell. So that was about 1.5 years ago. All I did for them was their on-page search engine optimization and built their site really well. They are now getting sales and orders from all around Australia. They've even had people from the Kimberleys email them asking for wine. The only problem is the freight would be so expensive that they had to cancel the order because the freight cost more than the wine. So their database is growing enormously, and they're getting lots of repeated orders from all the different states.
Is that where you could then go to an affiliate link that you supply direct from the supplier?
With the wine shop, no, there's no affiliation. It's just dealing with their site.
You could then go back to those suppliers and create a link back to those suppliers.
Could, but there's an ethical way of doing e-commerce sites. When I do it for the client, I want to make sure that it's secured for them, because the amount of investment they put into it, and then also make it an SSL site, which is a secured site. So that way you can make and the transactions. I bypass banks and escrow. You've got to pay a lot to them. I actually get the e-commerce directly linked up to the PayPal account. So that way then less of your profits are eaten into by all the fees. Because when I did the research...
Say in that instance, go, okay, we can't prepare the order costs
Yeah.
We can on that to
For a referral fee.
build the
It's like
relationship.
affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
Sorry, my head goes.
Yeah, you could. I haven't ventured into that area. My focus is really just to reach out to as many small to medium-sized business owners that are serious about having a presence.
But see, I wonder about that because when I see people who have long affiliate marketing links, I don't trust them because I figure they're just up there to get referrals and kickbacks from Amazon and all those people. So you'd have to check what kind of business it was, whether that
And even that can get
lost credibility.
It's true. Even that can get spammy if you've got too many ads and links. That can de-rank your sites as well. There's an algorithm for that as also.
Seems to be an algorithm for everything.
There are hundreds out there, maybe thousands, but
And
hundreds.
I want to bring this, at least public bit, to a close by one other algorithm I know is really big on lots of people's minds at the moment is the Google mobile, not
the responsive.
I get that. Wine plus money equals happy camper. The algorithm about that they've just brought out around having to have mobile-friendly, responsive websites.
Yeah.
I think that's changed everything for lots of people.
Yeah. So with the websites that I build, they're automatically responsive. They automatically resize for tablets and smartphones. Yeah, so that's already looked after.
If you have a site that doesn't do that, watch out.
You drop in ranks. Responsiveness.
So
Yeah.
There's a couple of websites I look at frequently on my computer, but when I go to access them on my mobile, it's like you can't.
Yeah, you can't read it, so they're not responsive. Yeah, that it hasn't been created to be responsive, so it doesn't automatically downsize. Yeah, that's still a very old site, and they will lose their positioning and drop in ranks on Google. And the reason why they've introduced that algorithm in is, again, they want to make sure that the user of Google has the best user experience, getting the most accurate and best quality content for that particular keyword search. So it's all about having the best information that you can supply to your audience, and that's why it's so important to do everything so thoroughly, researched, well written, well built, easy to use, easy to navigate site. Like I said, there's about 260 algorithm triggers out there now, and thanks to Superhero Insurance, I've managed to work them all out. It's paid me for the R&D, so it makes it a lot quicker, easier and cheaper for all the other clients that I look after now.
Okay, so I think we're going to draw this part to a conclusion, but Senka will be around. We're going to have, say, a 15-minute break so you can get a drink, chat to people. Something I was thinking about a lot this week, I've talked to a few clients about, is something that I thought I'd seed you with for the break if you want to have a conversation starter, is that question of why you're doing your business. You know, I don't know if you've seen that video, the TED Talk by Simon Sinek. It's one of the most downloaded TED Talks, so if you haven't seen it, it's his S-I-N-E-K, and what he's saying is basically customers make decisions not on what you do and not on how you do it, but on why you do it. And then they come back and they actually buy the product, which is the what. But first they want to understand and resonate these days, particularly with why. So that what do you stand for? What are your business benefits? What are your values? Why are you doing this? And if I can relate to Graham's why, I'm much more likely to be interested in his products. So I thought it might be a nice conversation starter for those of you who want to meet people you haven't met before, to ask why, not just what you do, but why do you do business? Why do you do the business that you do? So let's have a 15-minute break, and then we've got Gabriella in the members' corner and a couple of other things to run us up. So thank you, and thank you, Senka. That was really, really useful.
That's good. Thanks.
And I'm sure she'll have a line of people wanting to ask more questions about SEO.
Thanks for having me tonight.
So we'll regroup here in 15.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Can I just ask you a very short
Sure.
question?